Agatha All Along, the newest MCU show, episodes 1 and 2 now out. So let's talk about it. Okay, so the new Agatha show has now officially started. Episode 1 and 2 is now out on Disney Plus for you guys to go and check out. And this is a series that, when it got announced, it's kind of like, really? We're really doing an Agatha one? I was like, okay. The trailers came out. Didn't really pique, the interest of like, oh, I need to see this. But I was like, I'll check it out. See what it's all about. So, I sat down and watched the first 2 episodes. And, okay. The first episode. Let's just talk about the first episode here for a bit. That first half of the first episode was awful. I'm sorry to say, but it was awful. I felt like I was watching a parody at that point. I thought it was a fan-made parody skit that they were making. The dialogue was awful. The humor was awful. The performances were like, what is going on here? Like, why are they doing like this? And this just felt like a Saturday Night Live skit in that first, part of that first episode. Everything about it, I was just like, what? Like, what are they doing with this show? So I was instantly like, oh, here we go. We're going to get one of those She-Hulk level series. Is that what this show is going to be like? It's going to go down that route of trying to be too funny where it's not funny, have the humor that doesn't land and act like a parody. Is that where we're going? So I was not really thrilled with the first half of the episode. The second half of the episode, though, when Agatha starts to realize things aren't what they seem and she starts to come out of the spell, that to me was when things started to be like, okay, picking up, and then they ditched the parody and everything like that, and they started to actually focus on the story and character moving forward. And that's when I felt like, okay, now this show is starting to hit what I wanted it to do. Because the first half was awful, but this, started to improve. We started to see Catherine Hahn become Agatha again, and her performance went up from the first half an hour to the first bit to the second bit. Huge difference. The dialogue went up. Aubrey Plaza was fantastic in the second half as well. The first half I was kind of like, okay, I'm not really understanding what they're doing with this character. The second half I was like, okay, that's better. That is better. So it started to really come together in that second half. Then we go into the second episode. And to me, the second episode was a drastic improvement from the first episode. This, when they started to explore the lore behind the Witch's Road and started to dive into that stuff, that started to become more intriguing. Agatha, without her powers, what is she going to do? Catherine Hahn's performance elevated to another level. And this is where I think this episode 2, was the one where I was like, I'm intrigued now. Now I'm actually looking forward to the third episode. Because I'm telling you, after that first half of the first episode, I was like, oh no, it's not going to be another show I'm going to hate. It's not going to be The Acolyte. It's going to be a She-Hulk moment. It's going to be one of those where I'm just like, why are we doing this? But no, the second episode was actually quite good. And I loved how they were going and getting different witches and explaining, what they need for this road and what this road is and how they're going to access it and how this is going to be how she gets her powers back. So I really like that. And then you throw in the dynamic that she has with the other witches and how she communicates with them, how she manipulates them to come and join him. I thought that was great. The dialogue in episode 2 was significantly better than the first episode by a country mile. It was way, way, way up. And then you throw in the, I'm pretty sure it was the Salem 7 that were coming after at the end of the episode there. Talk about creepiness. Like, that was just creepy. And I really liked how they incorporated that and showcased them, because they felt like a threat in this episode, in episode 2. They really did feel like a threat that you were sitting there and you're like, oh, now I know why Agatha really wants her powers. Now I understand why she's so desperate. Because these things don't look human. They don't look like... They look demonic, almost. and they look like they're these beings that are coming to basically suck the life out of you and take everything, your soul and all that. So that was all great as well, that towards the end there. And, seeing what the witches wrote, I thought that ending with that was a fantastic way to end episode 2. And it really gave me the sense of, I want to know more now. I now want to see what this is about, because just the visual alone of the road just gave me, vibes of, I need to see this magical place. I need to see what is along this road. This is giving me adventure vibes, a quest sort of vibe, which is very interesting. And I want to see how Agatha tackles these challenges along the road. So for me, episode 2 really did a fantastic job at explaining lore, giving us hints and details to that, and then showcasing us at the end of the episode and going, look, this is the journey we're going on now. And it's intriguing. And like I said, Catherine Hahn's performance is really, really good in episode 2. I think she brings Agatha to life. And that's what I liked about WandaVision, was her performance in WandaVision. To me, that made that character very, made you want to know more about that character, made you want to see more of that character. And here in episode 2, she brings that character back to life. And you just love the quirkiness of her, and, the intentions, the motivations of her. You know that she's selfish, and that what she wants, and she's willing to manipulate others to get it. But then you're like, is she really that bad of a person? So you're automatically in this sort of mode of, which way do I swing? Is she bad? Should I be rooting against her, or should I be rooting for her? And I think they did that event really, really good. Obviously, there's some visual issues as well, like when they're coming in and out of Westview, sorry. Some of the background kind of looks wonky, and I'm like, that kind of feels like it's done on green screen or, in the stage or whatever, and it just didn't feel thing. So there's bits and moments like that. There are some funny moments that worked, some funny moments that didn't work. Overall, I think these first 2 episodes, like I said, the first episode, it's not the greatest thing, especially that first part. The second episode, a much, much more improvement. I'm now actually excited for episode 3. I really want to see it now. I want to see where this journey is going to go. Some people aren't going to like certain things that happen in the episode, and that's hinted towards in the episode, and that's just what's going to happen in this world. That's where we are as society right now. But overall, I actually liked it. So there's a thumbs up for me so far, and fingers crossed it continues on the episode 2 trajectory and continues up. That's all we can hope for. So let me know what you guys thought of episodes 1 and 2. Did you guys enjoy it? Smash it down in the comment section below. Smash that like button. See you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.